Eric,
What's good with you, man?
how are you, man?
Man, I'm good, man. How you been? Good seeing you.
Everything's pretty good, man. How are you and the family doing?
Man, everybody's good. Look, kids are still up, rocking and rolling right now, but it's all good, man. We they'll be in bed in a second, man. But everything's good. Man, I'm good.
That's great to hear, man. It's good to catch up with you, man. It's been some time, man, but we have history with the whole Soul Village, man. It's good to talk to you.
Indeed, man. We had some great conversations in that basement, and I'm sure we'll be back down there again soon.
Absolutely. But let me tell you, man, right now it's all about lessons. Man, this song, I'll tell you, it's probably easily a R&B song of the year contender for me. Like, just so
Wow.
much feeling. And ironically, you're probably going to be up against for Song of the Year some of the guys you got on the remix because they're making great music as well. But man, it
Right.
just gave me everything I was missing. Like music with feeling, heartfelt lyrics, a bridge, woo, a
Woo.
bridge, man. Tell me,
Yeah.
just tell me about the song because I know it means a lot to you as well.
A song, every once in a while you write one of those kind of songs that it doesn't really get like an immediate response. What it does is it makes people think internally, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I think that's the thing. It's like it's a song that really creates conversation
yeah,
and relatability. The overwhelming stories that we receive from people, it comes to mind like a woman who lost her husband a few years ago and had found love again. You know what I mean? And for how blessed she was to have found a soulmate twice in her life.
yeah.
You hear stories like that, man. It's just really, really beautiful and realize there's a purpose in all of it, man. I'm glad we were able to share it with so many people and receive so much love from it. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, shout out to Anakin and Vader, the producers of the track, J Mo, who played guitar on it, who also produced it as well. And we just try to get up and make magic, man.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
I'll tell you, it's been awesome to watch the response to it being so good because as an R&B lover and as someone who supports R&B, I often wonder if that type of music is even wanted anymore. Heartfelt music, music that
Mm,
like makes you feel something because you don't hear a lot of it, especially in the mainstream, obviously. But it often feels like a lot of times music fans have gravitated more to what's popular.
yeah.
But hearing you put the song out and seeing such a great response has kind of restored for me that people actually want to hear this type of music. Is that what you feel as well?
Yeah, man. And I think at the same time, us as artists, if I speak for myself personally, I think it also goes that we really put a lot of effort in making sure we kept the song in front of people. And we have to compete with all the other genres. We have to compete with hip hop and pop and all that stuff like that. And yes, it is a stable genre, and I think people still want to hear great R&B,
Yeah.
soulful music. And at the same time, if something strikes a chord with your heart, man, whether it's a classical song, R&B, pop, it still gets that same reaction. So the
Yeah.
goal is that we just trying to make the best music we can possibly make. And if it's R&B, soul, so be it. And then the
Yeah.
goal is to make sure we keep it in front of people the best way possible.
I'll tell you, man, like I said, that bridge, we don't hear bridges much anymore, but man, that bridge is so heavenly. How did that come to you, man?
So that was so Anakin and Vader had first sent me the track, and I want to say that they had got the guitar lick from one of J Mo's like sample packs. Like he's a
Yeah.
guitar player. He has like, oh, here's these sample packs. And when I found that it was J Mo, I was like, oh man, that's the homie. Let's call
Yeah.
him. Maybe he'll play more on it. And then Anakin and Vader and J Mo got together, and then when they sent that bridge, I was like, you got to be kidding me. The beautiful thing was that we streamed the rest of the session with my process group. And I think you see that my excitement when I was singing, like a lot of times, man, I'll get so excited that I'll get like nauseous. You know what I mean? Like, it's very rare. It's very rare, but that session, if you see it, it's on YouTube and everything, you'll see like
Yeah.
I'm the feeling is like hitting me so much, and I'm like,
That's incredible.
I'm about to lose it. Like I'm about to, and I'm trying to hold it because we're on camera and the whole nine. But that's what music can do to you sometimes. It can make you feel so good that it's like it feels like the first kiss or the first whatever, and it's like you'll almost like literally get like sick to your stomach just feeling so good about it.
Right.
But yeah, it's a great bridge, man, and it did everything what a bridge is supposed to do. That
Absolutely.
song. Yeah.
Love it. And then you took it to a whole nother level with the remix. Like, I don't even think you maybe don't realize, but like collaborations like that are so special to R&B lovers. Like bringing that type of star power together in one song, like we crave that type of stuff, and to see it play out in front of us, man, that's so special. Talk about what
Yeah.
that meant for you to do that.
Well, I'm a big fan of all those brothers. You know, Anthony Hamilton, of course, is someone we'll be studying for quite some time, and one of the greatest voices that we've had in R&B soul music. And then Raheem is just the ultimate hustler, man. I've had ultimate respect with just watching this man really grow and control his destiny. And his pen is just not a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's same
yeah,
with Anthony, both of them. And then Kevin Ross, man, he's the future of music, man.
yeah,
He's like, you know, he's. I really feel like we have left this industry in good hands when you see brothers like Kevin Ross, you know, and he slayed the joint. I mean, every last one of them wrote their verse from a different perspective, which I also appreciate.
yeah,
And so it was really good to hear what they said. When I really heard what they said, I said, "Oh my God, man, they really brought
yeah.
their A games lyrically, vocally, artistry wise, you know." So, and then just the fellowship of it all, man. I'm just really honored that they would take the time. Like you said, we're all gonna be competing together for Song of the Year, but yet you take a minute to join in with me to support mine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I have a great level of gratitude to those guys. You know, if they need me to wash cars or walk some dogs, whatever, man, you know, let me know. I'm down.
We need that type of camaraderie in R&B music, and it was beautiful to see
Yeah,
play out on your hit single. And I also have to thank you not only for that, but Here From Here, the project you put out last year.
yeah,
See, for me personally, I don't even think I realized it in the moment. The world was kind of still spinning, stuff was going crazy. I listened to it, but I went back and listened to it today, and I'm like, man, this is something I really did need in that time.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was soothing. It made me feel good. Like, talk about just the need you felt to put that out, because I know you intended to help us heal.
Yeah, I mean, I always say that, art at the end of the day is an act of service. And, the first person that it services is me. So whenever, and you can almost look at just over the last couple of years, whenever there's some kind of setback, some kind of tough time, the first thing I do is go to the studio.
Yeah,
And it's not necessarily to take advantage. It's how I personally heal. It's how I personally get through that tough moment. And when the pandemic first started and shows were getting canceled, Berkeley told me don't travel up. We don't want anybody commuting up here.
yeah,
And you start realizing, wow, this might be a little serious. This might go on for some time. The first thing I did was I went to the studio. The first thing I did. And it wasn't like, it was just to bring peace for me and my family, my kids, like what is going
yeah.
on. And then I was like, let's share it. Let's let people, hopefully if it takes my mind off things, if it brings a level of peace for me, let's put it out here. And real talk, we finished it on a Tuesday. We released it on a Friday. So it wasn't no marketing plan or nothing. And mind you, it's my least successful album that I've put out in 20 years, but it's probably my proudest moment because I was there
Yeah,
for people. You know what I'm saying?
it's
And at the
amazing.
same time, if you listen to it, I feel like some of my best work is in there. Like, and we put our all into that album, but we put our all in it to hopefully help people get out of that tough, dark area that we were in because we didn't know what was about to happen. We
Yeah,
were
yeah,
starting to lose some friends
yeah.
and we were stuck in the house. So, that first 3 weeks of the pandemic was really musical for me, and I'm really glad that it helped some people.
Absolutely. I mean, I got to tell you, we got to shout out your Process family. It's really been
Yeah.
special to watch since you launched that, a few years ago, and just watching your fans take to that, watching more people join that, and the fact that you're even humble enough to take feedback from your fans, to share with them your process, like that's really special to play out. What does that family mean to you?
It means everything, man. And I'll tell you, the funny thing is you're going to get the feedback one way or another. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the feedback now, or when you put
Yeah,
it out later, you're going to get the feedback. It's a blessing for me. One, it's become a family, you know what I mean? And it's gone beyond just sharing my music with them and getting feedback music. We do a weekly podcast there, as well as just it goes into different things. When we were testing out the technology during the pandemic, we did a lot of virtual concerts during the pandemic, the place we tested all that technology out was there, you know.
Yeah.
So we crashed and burned in front of them. Like that's
Yeah.
my family. So I crashed and burned in front of them before we went and tried to do it on a bigger scale. But it's great, man. And for me, like I said, it's what helps me is I figure out, I have a chance to know what works immediately, you know. So for me, every song I do, every idea I do, I share with them. I immediately let everyone in onto the process of what we're doing in the studio, even the smallest idea, you know. And if you're talking about it days later, if it really moved people in there, I know it's working. I know it's something I should add a little more to. You know, we oftentimes we release an album. We say, man, song number 3 gonna kill them, and song number 3 is like crickets. Like, you know, it's like it doesn't move.
Oh.
So you never know what's gonna work. I mean, even like Borrow You, and I can name songs that Dealing with Layla. I don't know if we knew it was gonna be that, you know. But there was times we were like, this is gonna be the next Dealing, and it's like it's not. So it's good that it's because it's a group of my true fans, you know.
Yeah.
It's like really diehard fans who really love music as a whole, and really give me some great insight as I'm working on my album. My last 4 or 5 albums have been made in front of them.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and that's
super cool.
It's how I'm doing from now on, man. To me, I find comfort in it. I find comfort in that. You know, I've had family and friends in the studio with me for the last 30 years. It's just that it got a bigger crowd, you know, in the studio with me. So it's cool.
I'm still really surprised that other artists have not emulated your formula. And it's like, it's kind of flown under the radar. I really have not seen.
Yeah.
And especially, yeah, go ahead.
No. But you know, I'm fine with that. Like, you know,
yeah.
I mean? Like, I think you know, and you know, it's crazy. We're a little under 900 people, and we go from between 800 to 1,000 people in there, depending on the month and whatever. But and you've had other artists who I feel like were thinking that. I won't even say they did it before me or after me, but I know like Esperanza Spalding did her 7 days, or was it 12 days? Bilal did something similar. I think people are definitely trying to find new ways to share music.
Yeah.
Of course, DJ Jazzy Jeff and I, with like the Chasing Goosebumps records and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, the goal is in an era where no one's really having an opportunity to read credits and know who did what. And, you know, we're just trying to show everything, you know, show the whole process.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. While you were speaking just now, I saw this comment about how someone had mentioned Eric Roberson, you know, got us through the pandemic. So I got to ask you, like, I know you're a super humble dude and you don't like to take credit for a lot of things, but like, how does it feel to literally, through your artwork, be able to change people's lives?
Well, you know, I mean, that's the part where when you kind of, you know, for me, I've had my head down trying to survive, you know, for so long. And just, you know, I remember when the industry wasn't working for me. I remember when things weren't coming together. I remember when I was praying for a sign to show that this was meant for me. Yeah. And then when you hear stories that a parent has an autistic kid and their child calms down when they hear my music, or, you know, you had a child to my music, or you got married to my song and my first dance, I don't take that for granted, man, because I know that you know, there was a good chance that it wasn't going to be that. Right. And so for me, everything is new, man. Everything is, you know, if somebody was really having a tough time in the pandemic and somehow my music settled that, man, that's the biggest reward. And I often tell my peers as well as other artists, I say, you know, the reward is guaranteed. It's not guaranteed you'll see it, but it's guaranteed. Yeah. If you do your art, you know, it may change lives. It may not be your life that's changed, but it may change lives. You may not even see it. Maybe someone on the other side of the world is moved and motivated from your songs. It's guaranteed. Like the reward from it. You have painters who died broke and now their paintings are worth millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Right. So the reward is guaranteed. It's just not guaranteed that you'll see it. And you got to be fine with that. Like, you know, you got to be fine. You got to find some peace with, like, as long as it hit where it's found its purpose, I'm fine with that. Yeah. You know,
that's special, man.
Yeah, man, you know, and then at the same time keep releasing it. Hopefully it keeps touching people, you know?
Right. That's special. Yeah. You know, I was looking at your tour dates you got coming up, the Lessons tour, and it just made me you know, it was a reminder of how in awe I am of your career because, and the reason I say that is because like, you know, you got the City Winery, you know, tour going on and other dates. You got so many, so tour dates. There's a lot of artists like from the 90s and from the 2000s who had massive hits on radio and they're not getting booked like you are. And
Yeah.
like, that's not like, you know, we're kind of conditioned to thinking like, oh, they're the biggest celebrities. They, you know, they should be getting all the dates, but like, you're killing it. You might not have the biggest radio hits, but you've made an amazing career for yourself. I'm so in awe of what you've accomplished, man. How do you look back on this journey?
I appreciate it. I mean, I think a lot of it because we did, you know, the show was our radio. The
Yeah,
shows were our record stores. So when we came to Columbus, Ohio, we stayed there. We
yeah,
fellowship. You know, we didn't just, you know, get off stage, jump in the van, and go to the next city. We stayed and sold CDs and shook hands and said, "Hey, what's your name, Raul? Okay, when I come back to town, Raul, I'm gonna see you again." And so when I came back to Columbus, yo, I see you. You know, it's like we won people one at a time.
yeah,
You know, and I watched. I mean, if I'm really just keeping 100, I watched Atlanta. My first show in Atlanta, Apache Cafe, probably 50 people in there. And
yeah.
now the thing we did center stage with 1,500 people, or we do four
Wow.
nights at City Winery. Same thing. Washington D.C. was the basement of Bohemian Cavern, 50 people. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And most of them was like homies. They probably didn't pay. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then you think that we've done, you know, 1,000-seat rooms and much bigger nights in different spots. Same thing with
yeah,
Chicago. Same thing with L.A. And you know, a lot of it we're very fortunate, a lot of blessed. I had a lot of people help me. I've had a great band, you know, and a great staff. But a lot of it comes down to we walk off that stage and we go into the crowd. You know, it's
yeah,
tough. We can't do that right now, but I think we've been able to keep a healthy fan base coming to our shows, you know, because we've earned them. And then what
yeah,
happens, not even that I tried this. This is the one thing, man, I thank everybody for it. You come to the show, you don't know who I am. I'm fortunate to win you over, and then you bring somebody new. And then we do it all over again, right? You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? And then that new person who we won over, they bring somebody new. And it still goes on to this day. If I say who's been here, who's never been to a show, 30% of the people are gonna raise their hand. And they're there because someone brought them there. Like, you have
yeah,
to come see this show. And then they take on that responsibility. They bring 2 or 3 people next time. And I appreciate that. It wasn't built off of radio. It wasn't built
yeah.
off of huge publicity campaigns. It was built off of just like us just hitting the ground. So it's great when the radio is playing this, and I do appreciate everybody who are playing this right now. But we're still trying to earn everybody one at a time.
Absolutely. And I gotta say, obviously, I've seen you perform live many times. You've got one of the best live shows because what
Man,
happens is you're super engaging and people see you once, then they know they got to come back the next time because it's entertaining. You know, it's not like they're just going to see, and this is no diss, but a singer just singing the hit standing at the mic. You're going to
no,
entertain that crowd the whole evening, you know, and
no,
like you said, get
no.
into the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, for me, a show is a conversation. So I'm feeding off of what you're doing as well. We're not going to just be so stuck on our set list that we don't realize what's moving us. Like, if something happens in the crowd, we're going to sing about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to fellowship about it. So,
Yeah.
and it's always been that way, man. So every show is different. Every show is going to have some fun, memorable moment, and that's the great part. And I see somebody wrote improv, you know, and that's part is really important for me as well, you know. So it's just not making up a song in the show, but just always being open and listening to the crowd
Yeah.
as the show is going on.
It's crazy. I was catching up with an old friend of mine today and it just happened. He's like, we just happened to be talking about R&B and he mentioned that his wife's favorite artist is Eric Roberson. And he referenced
Wow.
the exact time they went to see you live. It was at Atlanta in City Winery. So it was like, that was a moment for them. So like, it's special that you're able to create moments for people, man. Your shows are that good.
Well, that's the goal. That's what we're chasing. You know, in the studio, we're chasing goosebumps. On the stage, the
Yeah.
same thing. We're chasing a moment, and hopefully, you know, the goal is at the end of the day, man, that we do stuff that moves us, and in the hopes that it moves you. You know what I mean? So I'm always willing to show people that something got me, something made me emotional,
Yeah.
something gave me goosebumps, in the hopes that it does the same thing for you. You know, and that's the formula. And I can't guarantee if it will, but I got a better chance that you're gonna feel something if I feel something. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's never going through the motions, man. No, never. Like, I mean, there's been times I got on stage sick as a dog, and as soon as that first beat come in, I can't feel it no more.
Yeah.
because that music takes everything away. And that's what it's all about, man. It's about that feeling.
Yeah. Man, I just, I know I'm heaping praise on you, but I really mean it. Like your journey, like as an independent artist, like such a trailblazer, like kind of the first one who really just shunned major labels. I love to talk about this story and celebrate it because it's like, I think a lot of artists have tried to go the indie route and it hasn't worked. But man, you kicked down doors and made others think and realize they can go that route. So I really admire what you did from the start. I remember the stories you told me about how you would perform a show and wouldn't have enough gas money to get home, so you'd have to sell CDs at that show.
Have to.
I love that. Take us back to your early days.
Well, I used to, I'll tell you this other thing. I would walk into the barbershop purposely with no money. I have to sell CDs to get my hair cut. Like, those like little things that you had to do to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. I mean, I also, I wasn't the first independent artist by no means. And shout out to like Fertile Ground. I knew so many artists who were independent artists before me. The difference was that I had failed record deals. I had certain things that I had already saw that side. So I wanted to be the person that goes, well, what happens if you just stay on this route? What happens if we just keep growing it? And, I'm sure some people will be like, man, you should have been here and done this. But guess what? I'm still here. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And we've been able to grow it and do it the way we want to do it, And I think creatively, that's the real blessing. A bit that I've been able to write whatever songs I want to write. And there's no building could tell me don't put that song out or don't do that or we need something catchier. No, I'm gonna write what's on my heart, and whoever wants to be with it, be down. Yo, my first album was called Esoteric, meaning only meant to be understood by a chosen few, and that's and we're still on that movement. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to win over nobody who don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? If you feel it and you want to get down, come on, we having a good time in here. Come on in. But if it don't move you, hopefully it moves you to someplace else. Moves you to something that does move you. And I'm fine. I'm not gonna lose no sleep over the fact that we're not winning everybody over. We're winning over the people that we're supposed to win over.
Right.
And if it moves your heart, man, that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. So, this album could be coming up. It could be called Esoteric 16 or whatever number. I don't even know what album I'm on.
Yeah.
But each one could be Esoteric 1, Esoteric 2, because that's the mentality, man. Only meant to be understood by who wants to feel it. Yeah. And I'm honored, man, to still be able to do it.
On that note, though, I got to share this story with you. You were probably involved with one of the most heartbreaking moments I've witnessed in R&B. Right? Check this out. Essence Festival. This was probably like 5-6 years ago, right? You were on stage in the convention center. You were getting interviewed. And then you're going to perform. And there was a nice little crowd. However, the booth next door, I think it was like McDonald's or something. They put this DJ put on like the Wobble or something, or some catchy corny song. I watched half the crowd literally move from your station to like start rocking to the Wobble. I was so disappointed and sad because I'm like, finally Eric's getting the attention he deserves. Like people are rocking with him. And I literally witnessed, like I was so upset and it was just saddening because I feel like that was like watching kind of the dumbing down of what, and I'm not trying to diss anyone or anything, but it's just like your music deserves front and center attention. You know what I mean? I was just disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I think that's, but at the end of the day, I should have came up with a catchier song.
No.
Look, let me tell you something. My kids are my A&Rs, right? Literally to this day. When I'm dropping them off to school, the song I did last night, that's what I'm gonna play tomorrow morning, and you put on a Wobble, I see how they move. There's some so at the end of the day, there's still a magic in that song, and that's why I when it comes to music, I don't really trip over genres. I don't really trip over how in depth things are. It's all about a feeling. You know what I mean? And guess what? If I wasn't doing an interview, more than likely I'd probably been running over there doing a Wobble too. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So it's like, as well as if it was go-go or if it was trap music, I'd have been snapping. It's like at the end of the day, man, it's meant to make you feel something. And that song, whether we want to grade it on how artistic it is or how musical it is, it has captured a feeling. Yeah. You know what I mean? And 100 years from now, people will probably still be doing a Wobble. And hopefully my song will be played next. You know what I mean? That's the goal.
Hopefully I didn't inspire you to have anything sounding like the Wobble on your next project.
I'm working on it tonight. We got everything loaded up. Let's go.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
All right, Eric, we got a few minutes left. So tell us, like, Lessons is out now. The remix is out as well. Is the
Yeah.
album following?
The album is already done. If you actually join the process, you can hear the album. We already finished it. I'm really excited about it. I think people are gonna really love it, and it's some beautiful, beautiful songs on there. There's some extensions of like lessons type songs, and then there's songs that show you how we get to lessons. You know what I mean? So um, the process people really helped me put together a great album, and the goal is that we're gonna release it at the top of the year, and really try to also put a lot of marketing campaign behind it to make sure people are talking about it for 2022.
Right. I love it, man. Look forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
Thanks for keep giving us such great music after, I mean, it's been so many years, over 20 years in this industry. Lessons, it's like a lot of artists peak early in their career, man. Like you were 20 years in and you're giving us one of your best songs, man. So much respect to you for what you're doing.
Hey, man, I'm honored to still be here. I'm honored that everybody's still giving me this type of attention. And guess what? The pen gonna keep moving, man. I don't have no plans on stopping anytime soon. So, hopefully this is just another one of our milestone interviews. Whenever you're ready
Yeah.
to do the next one, I'll be ready. I'll be ready to do it.
I love it, man. Thanks so much, Eric. It was great catching up with you. Hope to see you soon in person again. And,
Indeed.
best to you and the family.
Man, same to you, man. Be safe, man. Good talking.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Yeah.